Yo, so we're gonna talk about it in a little. We're gonna talk about it in a little bit. I got a special guest. Y'all ain't never seen him on here before, but we're gonna talk about why you do not want to do Ancestry 23andMe if you care about your family. So stay tuned. Welcome to this episode 25, episode number 25 of DVL Live. We done came a long way. It's been like 6 months we've been rocking. So before we get too far, I want to tell everybody welcome. I am Josh Jones, ESQ, also known as the Dope Black Lawyer. And today we have a special guest, Ali LaFlare. He is on the West Coast, been in the game for a long time, music, acting, everything. What you got, a business degree?
Man, definitely got one of those.
Business degree.
Shout out Clark University.
So he do it all. Yeah, we met freshman year of college. He stayed in the room across the hall from me on the first floor of Brawley Hall. Shout out to everybody that know about Brawley Hall, RIP, like my man Bob Barker. So right now, so I ain't gonna hold you, there's nobody on right now, but if you're watching the replay, type replay, all right, and let us know where you're watching from, all right? So I'm live from the 305, and Ali is about as far away as you could get. Where you at, bro?
And live from the 323.
Where is that?
Los Angeles, man. You know the deal.
To live and die in LA. Let's get it. So yeah, so as you already know, if you've been here before, and if you haven't, welcome. But this is the number one place to get legal information that involves the culture, so that you can learn from what has happened to other people and not just be out here living for self. All right, so we're gonna learn from each other. I got a bad connection. It's kind of crazy. Give me 1 second. So I think that's a little bit better. Feedback's gone. So let's get into it, Leak. So you know who Gunplay is, right?
Definitely.
All right. So if you've been following the news lately, Gunplay been involved in a lot of situations. He got in the middle of Rick Ross and DJ Envy's car show beef, which is wild to see dudes beefing about whose car show is going to be better. But it got real serious. He jumped out there for his man, Rick Ross. People came at him like, how you going to give your man a gift when you was on GoFundMe asking for money for your baby?
Sheesh.
So that happened recently.
Shots fired.
And then
crazy.
Recently, he was also arrested for allegedly pointing an AK-47 at his wife and his baby. It's like a 6-month-old baby.
Definitely wild, but I mean, with a name like Gunplay, I kind of would. That seems on brand.
That's what I say.
I don't know. I mean, like, it seems like, you know how this goes, man. Half of this be shadow games in hip hop. Like, did he really do that? Is he really that type of wild dude? I don't know. I haven't come across play too many times like that in the city, but it sounds on brand. I don't know.
So we're gonna get to it. So now his wife, her name is Von Shay Taylor Morales, and she claims she's filing divorce for divorce because of what happened.
That seems on brand as well. Like she should.
Right. But she's claiming that she can't get a divorce in the state of Florida because he won't agree to it. So I got an IG video. I want to pop it up real quick.
My bad. Go ahead. Got a call, man.
Yeah, nah. Go ahead. So we're gonna watch this IG video where Shorty's on here. It's not playing with the sound. But anyway, we don't need it.
Play it. I can do the mouth. Yeah, she said, well, this nigga popping off, he really wild. He trying to point guns at me. No, I'm just playing. Go
yeah, but nah. So forget that. It ain't working. Whatever. So basically, she said, quote, I filed for divorce. He would not sign the divorce papers, so I'm stuck. Unfortunately, in the state of Florida, I cannot get a divorce. I cannot divorce him without his permission unless he goes to jail, convicted, or he's a mental institution patient. So I'm gonna put my lawyer hat on real quick, and I'm gonna call it that. All right. So
because it seems like he has a play for insanity if he pointed an AK-47 at his newborn child. I'm just gonna go.
So that's cool. That's a good theory, right?
Florida's wild just because if that's cool, Florida's crazy.
No. I'm saying your theory. That's cool, right? So like, yeah, she would have a good case, but guess what? Florida is not as wild as everybody want to make it seem about all things. So
is that a fact?
It's an opinion, but it's
okay. I like that better.
But it's based in fact. I'm gonna tell you why, because she doesn't need a reason. She could get a divorce from Gunplay at any time she wants to, whether he agrees to sign or doesn't agree to sign. The only thing that matters is the only thing difference is one is called contested and one is uncontested. Obviously, if he agrees to it, it's way smoother. It's way cheaper. It's way cheaper for everybody.
Right.
And you just go through the process, and it's like we agree on all this stuff. Boom, bam, boom. Whereas if he contests it, all she has to say, nobody has to be at fault. So she doesn't have to say he pulled a gun on her. She doesn't have to say he cheated. She doesn't have to say that she's afraid of him. All she has to say is the magic words, and you hear it a lot on TV or in the news or whatever. This marriage is irretrievably broken. So long as she says those words, you ever heard that before?
Nah.
So now you're gonna hear it. But if you ever hear people talking about it, they're gonna always say that the marriage is irretrievably broken because you don't got to get into the details. You don't got to say why it's irretrievable. You just got to, as long as you say that, you meet the criteria. Check, you can get a divorce. So now she just got to, if she really want to get one, then she can. But we know, and you already kind of called it out. He's a law hip hop dude, if I'm not mistaken. So, So like all of this could be for the show, right?
This seems like a whole scripted show, a zoo show, like dead ass.
Yes. So we don't know. We'll stay tuned. We follow all the stories we talk about, and if there's any updates or whatever, what have you, we'll talk about it as it comes up. So yeah. So
I don't know. Do Gunplay have an album coming out? Because this really might be a whole ploy, bro. Like, I mean, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Like, so I don't know.
I don't know when Gunplay ever had an album, my bro. I'm from down here.
Right. So
anyway. Let's move on. We're gonna talk about the next thing. Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty. Their
son is wild.
They're causing a lot of. They're doing the most considering the facts. So if you don't know, like me, I don't really follow Nicki Minaj like that. So I did hear she was married. I didn't know to who. Right. The guy's name is Kenneth Petty. So in 1996 or 95. He was convicted of a rape that took place when he was 16 years old. All right. So all this time he's been a registered sex offender, all of that. She married him, whatever, they in love.
That's crazy.
If they like it, I love it.
That's crazy though.
Sex offenders gotta have love too, right?
And apparently sex offenders gotta have love too. And I know that's wild to say that. But what's his last name again?
Petty.
Wouldn't it be that of us to deny that man?
So exactly. So all right. So look, and also if he didn't have a somebody who loved him, maybe he'll be back out here in the streets, right?
Right. So basically, Nicki is off top. You know what I'm saying? Saving survivors.
Maybe.
I mean, he ain't out here trying to do other things. So that means, hey, shout out on Nika. She's a nice person.
Yeah. So she rock with him. So if they in love, I don't care. Honestly, definitely. I don't even love it. I just don't care.
Yeah. IDGF for real.
But with that said, around 2020, 2021, he didn't register as a sex offender. I think out there in Cali, and he ended up being sentenced. So also around that time, the victim from the 94 crime filed a lawsuit against him and Nicki for emotional distress, witness intimidation, and specifically for the 1995 assault.
What's the statute of limitation on this, man? Because it seems like when was he filed? Because it seemed dumb far-fetched to try to have something from 95 come forward like right now. Like I'm not saying that it's not right, but it's just like that's a long time.
So that's a good question. But this is the civil boy. So he already got convicted criminally. So all of that's done.
Oh, so,
right.
Yeah.
So I don't know specifically what the statute of limitation is to bring a charge for the sexual assault, and I had the same thought.
But it happened after they got married, right?
The sexual assault?
Yeah, like the actual charge for it.
Nah, it happened in the 90s. When we were like 13 years old.
Okay, and then this is a civil suit now?
Yeah, so the civil suit happened in 2020.
And it happened after they got married, right?
Yes. So
that seems like a money grab.
It could be, but the sexual assault, they may have a good defense that that happened too long ago. You can't sue us for something that happened 20-something years ago. But they're also saying that they're also saying that there was witness intimidation recently, and that they're doing things to them now. So the other part could be valid. So here's a copy of the complaint. It's 27 pages. We're not gonna go through it like that, but
dumb.
Like I said,
that's crazy.
Yeah, plaintiff knew Petty from their childhood neighborhood of Jamaica, Queens, New York. In violation of his 94 plea deal, he failed to register as a sex offender. In violation of his plea deal, he directly and indirectly threatened plaintiff not to speak out concerning the rape she experienced at the hands of the defendant. In violation of, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Maybe a little. So, in violation of the 94 plea deal, defendant directly and indirectly harassed plaintiff not to speak out concerning the rape she experienced at the hands of defendant Petty. In violation of his 94 plea deal, defendant Petty directly and indirectly reached out to plaintiff's family members to ensure she would not speak out. Defendant Nicki Minaj directly and indirectly intimidated plaintiff to recant her legitimate claim. Defendant Nicki Minaj directly and indirectly harassed plaintiff to recant her legitimate claim. So it's a lot of repetitive. It's like legal talk, the things that you have to say to check off the boxes to be able to bring the claim. But
got it.
Like I said, it happened in California where he didn't register as a sex offender. Plaintiff has been abused and manipulated her entire life. Plaintiff has been harassed and intimidated her entire life. So
he didn't register in California, but he just got up on and just went to New York.
Well, nah, he had a plea deal for the criminal not registering out there, so he got tapped on the wrist for that. So,
damn.
So she was a child victim. That's the other thing too. I wasn't sure.
Wow.
But when you're a child victim, sometimes the statute of limitations and things are different and they change.
It probably won't apply.
So plaintiff. So they're saying factual allegations. Plaintiff violently raped plaintiff Kenneth Petty violently raped plaintiff Huff. So it says that plaintiff Huff was a 16-year-old girl, left her grandmother's house in Jamaica and was headed to the Q7 bus stop on Rockaway Boulevard to catch the bus for school. Defendant Petty was standing at the bus stop when plaintiff got there. Defendant Petty was known as a delinquent that opted not to go to school, instead choosing to spend his days scouring the streets of Jamaica, Queens.
Damn.
On September 16, 1994, when plaintiff arrived at the bus stop, she was taken aback at the sight of defendant Petty waiting at the bus stop. Defendant Petty's custom is to stand outside the store across the street from the bus stop, not the bus stop itself. Plaintiff stood at the bus stop but did not address defendant Petty. Defendant Petty asked plaintiff, "Where are you going?" To which she responded, "To school." And then asked him, "Where are you going?" To which he said, "I'm going to school also." Plaintiff did not believe him because she knew defendant Petty never went to school. Yeah, right. After the brief exchange, plaintiff Huff turned her back to defendant to look to see if the Q7 bus or a dollar van was coming. As she turned her back, defendant Petty approached her from behind, grabbed the back of plaintiff Huff's jacket firmly and pressed a knife into her back and told her to start walking. Plaintiff tried to turn around, but defendant Petty would not let her go, nor would he take the knife from her back. Plaintiff began pleading for her life. "Kenny, where are we going? Kenny, please just let me go." Defendant walked plaintiff to a house around the corner from the bus stop, not letting go of his grip or of her clothing, and with the knife still pressed firmly to her back. Defendant Petty kicked the door to the house open, pushed plaintiff inside, and walked her upstairs, still at knife point. Plaintiff was crying the whole way up the stairs, pleading for her life, absolutely terrified. Plaintiff pled to defendant, "What do you want from me? Why am I here?" Defendant Petty replied to her as she pled through her tears, only stating, "You know what I want." Plaintiff ensues in a struggle with defendant Petty fighting for her life to get this rapist off her. Defendant Petty held her down with his body weight and used his hands to forcefully rip off her pants, prying them off her small 16-year-old frame. Plaintiff was fighting back with all the strength she had. The defendant grabs the knife, again pressing it into her stomach, causing a small cut, and threatens to use it further. Defendant Petty begins to squeeze plaintiff's sides to force her to let go of her pants. After being threatened with a knife cut on her stomach, plaintiff had no fight left in her, seeing no escape. She did the only thing she could to save her life, and that was a give-in. So then she escaped. They have a whole section talking about that. Defendant Petty quickly gets up and yells down the stairs as plaintiff is leaving, and says, "Nobody is going to believe you." So she immediately reports the rape. They victim blame.
Crazy.
All of that. So
when you hear the whole thing really scripted out like that, that's just crazy. It makes you really truly understand like why women watch the ID channel like they do. Like this is real. That's crazy.
Nah,
But
it's wild.
like,
It's wild
either
times.
Nicki's into some kinky shit or she just foul as fuck too. So it's like I know like that she really got dragged for that shit. Like a lot of people was really dragging her for a long time because of this shit.
Yeah.
So it's bro, it's damn near like she was kind of silent until she popped out on Pound Town too. And this is
Yeah.
the reason why. Like,
So check this out, bro. So on the next slide, I just posted up the slides. This is what made the story kind of relevant again because her attorney um, went and got this evidence from the '94 trial and was bringing it to light. So Nikki's out of the case. They dropped her from the case. They didn't have
yeah,
they didn't have like a real case against her, but the case
no,
against Petty is still popping. So ultimately, it doesn't matter because Nikki got bread. So
right. So it's like they
so
coming for her bread, and
they still got access to the
yeah.
pockets.
At this point, it's just like, yo, this woman deserves some type of payment, man. That's crazy. Like for what she
But
got, that's wild. So
but can you? I don't know if you can see on here, but that's the knife right there. It wasn't a big knife, but it was a knife right there,
man,
and
a
they're
knife
and
is
they're
a knife at that point.
and then they're showing right here on her neck where she had injuries or whatever from him grabbing her and everything like that. So her attorney wants to use this in the civil trial,
But what type of
right?
knife do you expect him to have? I mean, who the fuck is it? Is he supposed to have a big ass crocodile Dundee Bowie knife? Is he Rambo?
Hey man, it could have been a butter knife. It's bad enough
Oh
to me.
God, like
So
it's not a big knife.
nah,
That
I'm
shit's
just
crazy.
but I'm just saying, yeah.
I
And,
feel
and
you.
I
I
mean,
feel you. But
I never.
if that's part of the defense, that's wild.
Not. It's not. It's not.
If they ever said that, imagine it was
So
a big knife. Like
nah,
that's crazy.
But Petty, through his counsel, is now saying that the victim and her legal team are trying to embarrass him and Nikki with newly filed evidence, including the pictures that you see on the screen. Um, so his legal team, which appears to be led by this lawyer named Judd Burstein, is saying that the true purpose of the request is to feed her counsel Tyrone Blackburn's desire for publicity and to publicly humiliate him and Nicki Minaj.
Well deserved.
But
At
not
that,
only,
bro.
yeah,
Like yeah, drag him.
yeah, but it's like exactly. So like from the way that I see it, I don't know if people necessarily see as much of what's happening in a court case
Right.
if the lawyer is just presenting the evidence, right?
Right.
But now you're bringing more attention to it as Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty by even
You
challenging.
know, and that's I mean, and whose fault is that?
Yeah.
I
So
mean, like, yo, I don't know nobody that would have to go through that much trauma and have that much of a public person and see them just jovially living their life, like, and not get any type of compensation for it. At this point, like, yeah, that's your better half, and your better half is worth a couple M's. I'm gonna come for some restitution. It's not the same as like when you did it. So I mean, I understand that statute of limitation for the crime. It's like, yo, but yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna come for mine, like as anybody would.
but
I
they're
don't,
saying but they're saying that it's still ongoing, like the intimidation and all of that.
for sure, it's ongoing because, and of course, they're intimidating her because they don't want to
mm,
come up off that bread, and then
yeah,
but they don't even know like that's not the way. But at this point, like Shorty's gonna come out with a bag as she should.
yeah.
Shorty's definitely gonna come out with a bag as she should, for real. For real.
So yeah, so on the next
Yeah,
slide, I do want to highlight
it's crazy.
because this is her attorney right here. So he's the DBL of the day. He's a dope black lawyer today, Tyrone
I love it.
Blackburn. So he's representing this queen
All right.
who was raped violently back in '94. Uh, he's a lawyer. He went to Seton Hall Law School in New Jersey,
Okay.
and he mainly represents people who are victims of employment discrimination, racial discrimination, sexual assault, and all those types of crimes. So I want to salute him for
Big salute to Ty Beasy, man. I see you, King.
for standing up to the boy Burstein, which is wild
That's,
too.
that's wild. Like he's really taking on some titans with this one, bro. They got a lot of heavyweight. I mean, the defense. If he's attacking this, bro, they got some ammo. They have a well-paid defense team
Yeah,
for sure.
but
So it's
not
like
only that,
he's taking on a big onslaught right here.
yeah, but not only that. When I went to look for his name is in every article, like they trying to blast him. But when I tried to find out who was quoting, who they were quoting, it
Mm-hmm.
only said I had to like dig for it. Like it just kept saying the attorney
Mm-hmm.
for the white boy. Like it didn't say like
Never gave out.
Judd Burstein. I had to like really put in a little time. So they're trying to smear this man. So
So let's put out. You know the white whack lawyer of the week? Who's he?
What's the boy named Judd?
Let's blast him.
Judd Burstein. What's his full name? Judd Burstein. You
Let's
suck.
get him on the screen. Let's see Judd if we got him.
I could pull him up real quick. He don't have no. He's swagless.
Of course he is. I mean, he's white.
Well, nah, I ain't gonna go that far, but it doesn't.
A couple white people with swag, man. Jack Harlow, G-Eazy.
Let's see.
Jack Harlow, M used to have swag. And G-Eazy, like.
You thought M had swag? I never thought M had.
Who?
Eminem.
He used to.
You think so? All right.
Yeah, he was fun.
I thought he could rap. It wasn't for me, but I didn't.
That was his swag.
I didn't never think he had swag. That's cool though.
That was his swag. He could rap.
Yeah. So what? So here you go, Leak. This is Judd right here.
Oh, it's him. Look at him. Yeah.
I know his firm's gonna scream diversity.
Let's see. I had 2 more hands to get a thumbs down.
Peter Schulk, Emily Feinstein.
Oh, the Jews is on it. Okay, I dig it. They got a Silverstein team over there.
So they doing their thing. They don't have any dope black lawyers. We'll just say that.
Don't have any dope black lawyers on that. But you know what? Shout out to the dope black lawyer of the week who's taking on the Titans right there, man. Because that dude, they have a crazy staff with a crazy budget, and this man is really fighting a solid uphill battle and winning.
I'm so glad his name is Tyrone too.
I love that.
Hey,
I love that.
So, anyway,
no, he's not playing. Like, on paper, when he walks in, who you getting? His name is really true to him, Tyrone Blackburn.
So let's keep rolling, Leak. So we got this. What we was talking about yesterday. The boy Diddy gave back
who stole hip hop, came back to give all the hip hop who's back they publishing.
Yeah,
let's go. I've been waiting for this all day.
So it's been reported that Diddy had an opportunity. He got on his bad boy John and everything. So
I've been waiting for this all day.
He was at the family tour. So
come on that one, for real.
So it's reported that he had an opportunity to get a 9-figure bag, and for whatever reason, turned down the bag and gave the artists their publishing back. So
facts.
Some of the artists are the ones you see: Mace, Faith,
right?
Biggie's Estate,
the Locks.
112, the Locks,
right?
Those are like the biggest artists, I guess, really for Bad Boy. Yeah, I guess they had a couple hits.
Total was big. Total was big, and they had, like the records they had with Missy they were huge #1 records at that time.
So, do you remember the artist Mark Curry?
Mark Curry was an executive for them,
but he rapped on a couple songs though. He's more. I don't really remember him, but when I Wikipedia him, it didn't say nothing about no executive stuff. Because I thought maybe he was a producer, but he actually rapped on Bad Boys for Life, and he had like a couple more songs. So,
well, yeah, hey, that's wild. But okay, here we go.
So all right, so he felt like Diddy giving back the publishing was either smoke and mirrors or was too little, too late, and I don't know. He wasn't impressed. So a lot of people was big up in Diddy for that, and he had stuff to say like, "quote Diddy gave the publishing back. So what? It has no value. I want him to give me $1 million cash, and then I can play the rest of my life out well." So his statement is kind of telling. So what do you get from that?
I get that he's a little scorned because he don't have the hits. I put it like this, man. You're only worth the records that you've done. Like, so, and at that point, like, let's just go ahead on down this list. Let's just look at it. Who had big records on Bad Boy? So Faith was a Bad Boy artist who's crazy big, you know what I'm saying, at that time. And her biggest record came out from the original album, Faith, As Soon As I Get Home, right?
She was the inspiration for the song Hit 'Em Up too. Right.
But inspiration, goes a lot of ways. And so she's going to get a bag off of that.
Yeah.
Of course, Biggie's estate is going to, forever make money off of that. Lil C's and that whole camp, off of those records that go to his estate, they're going to get a bag off of that too. That's great. He been gave Mace back a lot of publishing. Let's say around like 2001 when he was doing his comeback thing. If
Well,
you really remember, Mace did the whole thing where he went to preaching and then he came back to Bad Boy. Him and Diddy had kind of reconciled back then. And
see, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. And I saw that Cameron, he put it out there recently. He was like one of the first ones to kind of break it. That Mace was getting back some of the publishing.
Yeah.
And all of that now.
And yeah, because see, a lot of people don't know, like with this, you know, the thing about music publishing is your entire lifetime plus 70 years after.
So before you go all the way deep like that, I want to play a clip because I know that I'm not the only one that didn't remember Mark Curry. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see the boy cook up.
Because when I hear Mark Curry, I think about hanging with Mr. Cooper.
I definitely think about hanging with Mr. Cooper because I was on that show. Right. And he has on the Bay shirt. He's funny.
All right. So I ain't doing this right today. What am I not doing?
Publishing back, huh? What y'all think about that? Wolfgang, what's going on? We're here to talk about Puff Daddy giving the publishing back. Puff Comedy, what's going on? Versatile.
All right, let's do this one more time.
Yeah, man, that man was mad. This man is mad right now.
Yeah, he seemed real upset.
He's quietly disgruntled, you know. But
all right, we're gonna give everybody time to get in here. We're gonna talk about this Puff Daddy giving the publishing back to the artists. See what we get going on right here. He gave the publishing back, huh? What y'all think about that? Wolfgang, what's going on? We here to talk about Puff Daddy giving the publishing back. Puff Comedy, what's going on? Versatile, what's going on?
It's like the first time he's ever done.
What's going on? Wave at everybody. Yo, I know y'all got some questions about this Puff giving this publishing thing back. So come on, let's get to it. Y'all was waiting on you to speak. Yeah, it's time to speak. What up? What up? What up?
Come on,
what
yo.
Up? The real ball chinning. What up? Come on, let's talk. Puff Daddy gave the publishing back. What did he do? What's it worth? What was it worth 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and what's it worth now? What did he give you back? I'm telling you, he gave me mine back a long time ago. I was the first person he called. He said, Mark, I want you to be the first person that know this. I'm giving all my artists back their publishing, which is equivalent to giving back your girlfriend after he done poked her in the booty and raped her and did everything that he got all of the worth out. It's like a spider went in and sucked all of the insides out of it and then give it
Pause.
Back. That's disrespectful.
That was crazy.
I told him, why don't you just keep it and pay me?
Very graphic.
I don't want the publishing. I want the money.
I don't want the publishing. I want the money.
He doing a good thing because he give back some publishing. Come on, man.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry.
It's not worth anything. And then he don't have the Ciroc or the Deleon, and then he gonna give $1 million to Jackson State like he doing some humanitarian type thing. He just trying to do whatever he can to keep his name relevant, so he can go for a new deal because he don't really have nothing that's making him no money right now. He's not even a billionaire no more. So let's talk. Let's talk. What y'all want to do?
So
talk about.
I don't think we need to hear any more than that. He's gonna kind of talk in that same circle for a while, but he's gonna say that he said that the publishing is not worth anything. It would have been worth more 10 years ago. But break it down for the people how this publishing thing works, Malik.
It's simple, man. You see this hat?
Yeah.
What does that say, family?
Owners Club.
And that's what you want to be part of. You want to always own your masters, definitely publishing, and then your writing credits. So how this breaks down is like, bro, when a song is done, there's different portions of publishing, right? And you could write a song and not receive publishing. But you still get writer's credits. You get paid for that, and you get a publishing check. So there's two different checks that are being given out. At this time, you got to realize that music then, bro, it really, really cost a lot of money to put out a record. They were doing physical albums, big chunky inserts, like a whole lot of graphics and videos used to really cost a lot of money. You couldn't just whip out your smartphone and, you know what I'm saying, pop up a tripod and then just shoot. You really had to shut down streets. You had to do pan vision cameras, bro. So I mean, we're talking a minimal budget of at least $100,000, like for a cheap video type shit.
But Diddy wasn't doing them kind of videos though.
Huh?
Diddy wasn't doing no cheap videos though.
Diddy wasn't. He was not doing cheap videos. And then the thing is, bro, like, I mean, okay, so when did the locks come out?
Let's say 97.
Let's just say 97. All right, cool. And I feel like it was before. I think it was made about like 96. His Big died 97.
Yeah, so they might have had a song or something like that, but they didn't.
So let's just go 96, 97 for better sake.
Yeah,
bro, $100,000 to a nigga in Yonkers with nothing at all is a solid chunk of change.
Yeah, I seen them make a video and they said they flipped that. They took it to the hood and flipped it. And so
okay,
so
gorgeous.
But yeah,
but point is, you go from having nothing and $0, bro, to getting some change and making a way to make a living and change your stars. And you don't even have to pay for your daily life. I'm gonna give you $100K. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to like really take this shot on yourself. If you ain't got nothing going, bro, that's a lot in the pot. So it's like, it's not unforeseen to like say, okay, well, let me take a shot and bet on myself.
Yep.
Obviously worked out for everybody, so they shouldn't be that damn mad.
It didn't work out for Mark though.
You know what? Like, but then again, we the people don't really remember Mark.
Yeah.
We the people are like, who is this old man, you know what I'm saying, with the Stephen A. hairline, you know what I'm saying, that's complaining about old times. That's what I hear, you know what I'm saying? But could put like this, man. Montel Jordan had just, I think maybe like 2 years ago, he sold his publishing for This Is How We Do It. The song wasn't really doing anything like that. Soon as he sold that publishing, I think he sold it for like $3 million. Look up the facts for that real quick, Josh. And point is, the song wasn't doing nothing, but he got his $3 million off the back end. He had this publishing this whole time. Sold it for extra $3 million. And now the song is everywhere getting dumb placements, movies, commercials, television shows. It's everywhere. But that's his extra bag and his forwarding on the back end. To people that says like that, you know, give me the don't give me the money, don't give me the publishing. That's okay. I would say let's look at the records that Mark wrote on. If we look at those records, first off, if you wrote for anything like the tribute song with Biggie and Faith, for Biggie with Faith and Diddy, you're not getting any of that because Sting is getting all the publishing from that. Okay, cool. The thing about Diddy's tracks too is most of these tracks were samples. So you had to pay the old artists. So all them old artists is getting a check first before your writer's check, before the publishers, like any of that. Like those are paid out samples. So
but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Leak. He's saying, I want the money, not the publishing. Why?
That's why
he can sell his own publishing right now. He can
sell his publishing and get a bag for it. He can sell his rights to whatever songs that he's on.
You can get the bag that is worth, or that someone's willing to pay you for it. So he's Absolutely. Not going to. So no, he cannot get a State of Notorious B.I.G. bag.
No,
but he could get a Mark Curry bag. Whatever that is.
It depends on the amount of writers shares that he has and publishing shares that he has on whichever song he's on. So if it's Bad Boys for Life, let's say Mark wrote 50% of that, and his publishing, he could sell that. He could sell his rights to that record. There's all kind of ways now, bro. Especially like in this day and age, there's a whole thing called
you can license it out, like if somebody want to use it in a movie.
Like market exchange, where you can literally sell your whole shares of whatever song that you have, and people will literally buy them. Yeah. As like the people could buy your shares. It's called royalty exchange. So they basically made it to where it's like I can sell if I own this record.
Is that like an NFT kind of similar sort of?
Not even. It's more like a stock.
Okay.
It's just like a stock. So you're buying shares of that individual work. So, for example, they have the last record that I seen on there was Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. And a lot of people are doing this right now. So Alicia Keys and Jay-Z put New York up. And they'll show you the return, the projected return, like the past, how it performed for the past 3 years. So there's many, many, many ways to get your bag and skin this cat instead of trying to have Diddy come up out of pocket and then you just being reliant on the old dog that, so on the old person that just fed you forever.
Yeah.
Like, you're mad that he won't feed you again instead of you being a business person and then working your record. That'd be the whole thing. That's why I was like, yo, they mad at him over a lot of things. He's starting a new venture, Brother Love. That's what they calling him right now.
But let's talk about what you're talking about though. Like you throwing out a lot of names. So Alicia Keys and Jay-Z New York record.
Right. They put it on a platform called Royalty Exchange.
But it's way it's way bigger. So let's say that was worth 10 million.
Matter of fact, go to royaltyexchange.com. Pop it in. It'll show you the exact numbers. We don't even have to guesstimate.
We'll get to that. But
boys, yeah, it'll show you that, and it'll show you the full projection, and then you could sell your publishing, right? So let's say, only reason I said it because that'll give you like a dollar figure and somewhat amount. But like that record performed with the royalties, I think it was like maybe like $200,000, like in 1 year.
Okay.
And then like it shows you the projection and how much is being licensed and the use of it, and it really just opens up your mind to the world of publishing, because the largest publicly traded thing on there, and look, there's new records that are out right now.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see how you search or something, but
yeah, look, Antidote with the Migos, the publishing royalties. You can just click. That's the Migos. Yeah, Antidote. So
that's 11,000 for like a share, more or less.
The sale price, yeah, that's for, and then you could look at the amount of it. It'll give you the full dollar age, like the last 12 months earnings. You know what I'm saying? If you want to purchase the whole thing, if it's a lease, if it's a life term, so you could.
Oh, I can't look it up because I don't have an account.
Royalties,
but the point is this.
Yeah, the point is
for a cat like Mark.
Yeah,
his bag is not. It's a little bag, or maybe it's not even. We won't even call it a little bag. We'll call it a grocery.
We don't know because
it's a grocery
I don't know
bag.
the records that he's on, right? That's number one. And then, like I said,
I'm willing to assume that because
when these songs get sold, then it gets really used a lot more. So it's just like, yo, I'll sell my full royalties.
Yeah.
So or license them. Like if he did Bad Boys for Life, bro, Bad Boys 4 is coming up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say,
like I said, it's just he has to be. We sometimes get bogged down in not wanting to work or really work your record. You have to find a way, like, to get it licensed. Like, I mean, that's his problem. That's his issue.
But he could do that. But he could do that himself, or he could sell it, and somebody else could do it. Yeah. Sure. So because he was complaining, we didn't get to it on the video. We was talking about every few months he gets a check for like $400, $700.
Yeah, and that's just his writer's shares. He didn't even get his publishing yet. That's the whole thing. He's talking about what his publishing bag is, and he doesn't get his He hasn't gotten one since the 31st of last February. Yeah. So he finally does. The mailbox money is great. I love it.
Yeah.
But like, he's gonna be shocked, because he hasn't gotten a publishing check yet. He's been getting $400 and $500 checks that were all writing share checks.
Yeah. Well,
on complain about a bag that you never saw.
On Wikipedia, usually they show your discography.
For sure.
So I'm willing to assume that his bag is small because he doesn't have one. They just have a paragraph with his stuff on it. It's an assumption.
It's somewhat fair. It's an
assumption. I don't know what he worked on.
Wikipedia, because Wikipedia, like, we can go in there and change his whole bio right now.
We could change the whole thing, but still, most people who are artists.
I'm not gonna say that it's too far fetched, but like, hey.
Yeah. But anyway.
Point is, once again, we haven't really heard of this man until he came out dumb disgruntled, speaking about Brother Love in a different way.
So and to that point, and this is why what he's saying also gets side-eyed. So I don't know if you could see this right here.
Yeah.
But he has a book.
I'm side-eyeing his hairline.
He has a book called Dancing with the Devil about Diddy. Curry Bad Boy Dancing with the Devil. How Puff burned the bad boys of hip hop, Dancing with the Devil. So this came out in 2009. So he been salty at Puff for
he been mad as shit
for a minute.
Time.
Puffy got him on the strings, right?
Man.
So
he's hot. He's mad because Puff is living his life. This nigga's on yachts. He's dancing. He's still dancing. This nigga been dancing since Heavy D. This nigga hasn't stopped dancing. He been dancing for better 35 years.
Yeah.
And he's hot. Mark is pissed.
Love it.
Mark's hairline? I'd be mad if my shit looked like that too. He been stressing.
Yeah, love him or hate him, he's active. Mark
he's
not
active. Yo, and Mark has been, this goober is sitting back complaining about what he never got. Yo, and then when he finally get it, he's mad. Come on, man. Like, yo, what you want me to do? Like, what do you want? What do you want? If I don't give you the publishing, you complain I don't give you the publishing. He never gave me none. When I do give you the publishing, it ain't worth shit. Like, bro,
give me the money, dog.
Pick a side.
Let me get the money. Just give me the million. And it's like he said,
say some goober shit like, oh, I just give me $1 million to set me straight for the rest of my life. That's all you need, bro. What you need from this, bro. You're publishing. Like I said, man, to the people out there, music publishing lasts your entire lifetime plus 70 years after.
Yeah, but also,
so your kids gonna eat, man. And if you ain't got kids, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. I get it, but it's just like, bro, that's what it's about. That's the whole point in not selling your publishing. That's the whole point of retaining your creative work. And then that's the labor, man. That's what you do it for. So it's like, it's crazy to hear a lot of that. Especially just like knowing what I know, man. Like it's wild. Like, I put like this. I'll forever love Diddy, man, because my family eats off of him. Crazy. I'll forever be thankful for Diddy. My godbrother was in Kool in the Gang. Wrote and produced everything for Kool in the Gang. He's used Ladies Night, all the shit with him and Mace. That, like, all of that is old Kool in the Gang records, man. Like, so they had to get that cleared and pay the old bucks, you know what I'm saying, that paved the way, and then he sampled. So you'll never hear none of the old school artists who came up with this sound originally saying shit bad about Diddy because they got their bag.
The Police, Sting, or whoever that is, the white boy.
Sting is loving Diddy right now, and Sting didn't even come for his shit until maybe like a year and a half ago, bro. Sting just started getting his money.
Now they've been getting it, but quietly. It's the other dudes. It's other dudes from the Police that just started. I think maybe getting a little bread.
Sure, but I mean,
they've been getting it.
It's like I know, but Sting was getting it. I think Sting was getting it. Now the Police are getting it. So Sting was getting like 80% of it.
Yeah. So
that's fine.
So and back to Montel, just to go full circle on that. From what I found,
I'm happy for Montel. That was a good business move.
Nah, not for him, unless it's something that I couldn't find. So Montel owed the IRS bread. So he sold a solution for $500K just to get clear.
Right. So what he did, Montel, and the reason I said it's a good business move because Montel pulled a real black man move. He owed the IRS. He sold his publishing and he became a preacher and moved to Atlanta. No more taxes, people. Yeah. No more taxes. You wonder why Murder Mace did the same thing? Because Mace actually owed the IRS a crazy tax ticket. So he moved to Atlanta and became a preacher. No more taxes, people.
So
I went to Mace Church in the A. It was loose. Me and my brother Roddy used to go to Mace Church.
All right. So let's move on. We're gonna talk about this young brother. So I know I didn't tell you about this one yet, but essentially, you know about the name, image, likeness deals for NCAA NIL deals that everybody's talking about, right? Where
the NIL deals.
Yeah, so now all the athletes can get paid for not from the schools directly, but
they chip too.
But they can get bread for endorsements and sponsoring things and things like that. As they should have been able to do a long time ago.
Bro.
And shout out to the homie from LA. I don't know if he's from LA, but he played at UCLA. He's the one that set it off, Ed O'Bannon. He said this
for real? Ed O'Bannon did that?
Yeah, because on the EA Sports games, I think he sued EA Sports.
And that makes sense because the O'Bannon brothers was huge in the 90s.
Yeah,
Chris O'Bannon and them was huge.
But even after that, so they didn't have the players' names on there, but they'll have like the jersey numbers, and you know what I'm saying? To this day, all them old school teams
they had the jersey number. They didn't have no names.
Yeah, right. but even after you leave school, they still have you on the game. So they're still making money off of you even after you finish and everything.
Sure.
So they challenged it, and finally, they're able to get the NIL deals for the players now. So anyway, this young cat played at University of Florida. While he was in school, he signed a deal that the people approached him like on social. They were like, "Yo, we have a real lucrative deal. We think you're gonna like it. Like, hit us up." So they offered him $436,000 in exchange for 15% of his pre-tax NFL salary for the next 25 years. So,
hey man, listen. An African prince DM'd me this morning and said that he wanted to give me $300,000 to take to a chase, and he only wanted me to send back 20,000.
Yeah.
So anybody approach you in social media and DMs you like a deal, man, beware.
But that's how it goes. That's how they do it for the NIL. All these college cats is getting money off of that. But that's not the problem, right? So he got the $436,000,
Okay.
but he just signed a contract for $6.72 million.
Mm-hmm.
A 4-year deal. He was a second-round pick for the Bears.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So off of that alone, if he plays out that entire contract, they'll get $1 million for their 436. But then they'll continue. But then he'll still have to pay taxes on the money he gave them. That's wild.
Well, football players have not often been mathematicians.
Yeah, but that's also where the problem lies. So in Florida, where he played University of Florida. The original statute stated that the deal had to end basically when you finish college. Like they couldn't keep making money off of you once you go on. Like you had to have the right to continue to
had a right to discontinue that contract.
Well, to just be in the free market is kind of how they phrase it. So like once you're out, like that's all new stuff. Like you did that in college, like that's done.
Love it. That makes sense, as it should be, because now they're doing AAU players, bro. It's kids getting deals in high school at this point.
Yeah. So the state rep, Florida rep, who proposed this legislation, he called this predatory. A predatory loan. It's very similar to like the terms you would see on like a payday loan.
Payday loan.
He called it a payday loan.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like a title loan, like it's crazy terms. So the state rep said these deals are supposed to be that an athlete could participate in the free market, and when they graduate, whether they go on to play professionally or not, any future contracts are null and void. In other words, we didn't want someone having access to someone's future without them having proper guidance and proper representation. So now actually Florida changed the law. So now that's out the window, you know what I'm saying? But at the time when he did this, it was on the table. So they offered him this money, and the very next day he signed it. No representation, no agent. Parents didn't even know. So I mean, as a young kid, like, yeah, somebody would have offered you $400,000. You know what I'm saying? You never had nothing. Yeah, you're gonna take the $400,000.
Man, if somebody would have offered me $400,000 when I was in college, me and you would have been in Magic City that day.
For sure.
But, I mean, like dead ass. I mean, it's just crazy. But I mean, right now, he sounds like Mark Curry. Like, I mean, it's always hindsight. Hindsight is always 20/20. You know what I'm saying?
What a difference! The difference here, though.
They did him though. This sounds like The Blind Side. This is crazy.
Well, the difference here, though, between him and Mark Curry is that his attorneys have filed a suit against this company. The name of this company is Big. What is it? Big League Advance Fund, and they're basically trying to get the judge to nullify the deal because they violated several rules. They weren't registered in Florida, and it violates the law. So a judge can void a contract that is not lawful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
it sounds like the difference between him and Mark Curry is that he's fighting for his and his future's bright.
Yeah. So Mark Curry's future is bright too. He got his royalty. He got his publishing.
He could Mark's is brighter than he ever looked. He's just out here.
It's still dim to me.
He's just mad right now. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. Look, come January, he's gonna be real happy with that publishing check. I guarantee you. After that fourth quarter, when the year collects out, son is gonna be happy.
Yeah. So
he's fine. He's gonna be singing a different tune. Matter of fact, he's just gonna take some of them posts down.
So Gervon, he's got his case popping. I think it's a good chance the judge will rule in his favor. At the least, I think the judge might strike. What happens a lot of times, like in a contract, it'll say if any of the terms of this contract are not valid or not legal, then we'll strike this part of the contract. So they strike out the illegal part. The judge may say a more reasonable term limit that would have been legal, or it might say like basically just give them their $436,000 back. He might get lucky. Like he can't keep the 436 and get the contract voided. I think.
For real?
Nah, you can't come up off it. I mean, at the least they would get their 436 back. I would think so. Yeah, because you can't get something for nothing.
I
So
would think that they would get their 430. I think, okay, I don't know. You would know better than me. To me, it seems something like, they would be able to recoup maybe like to that 436 or maybe at like a 500 based upon a certain um, percentage, of interest. But,
yeah, I can see that. I can see it going that way too. I'm saying the worst.
but like
I'm
I
saying the
think that,
worst. The worst case is they get their 436 back.
yeah, and in that case, they get their 436. I mean, regardless, they're going to get their 436 back. Either it be the term or, what I'm saying, like a quick just disbursement. He said he just got drafted in the second round
Yeah, so he got
for
a
the
deal
Bears.
for the Bears. He got almost $7 million deal.
How many years though?
It's 4 years, and the NFL money's not
Okay,
guaranteed, so he might not even play
right.
out.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
So
like for him, it makes sense to just pay them out, but like for it just depends on how they slice it though. I mean, like I wouldn't be willing to give them $1 million for 436. I mean, the interest rate on that's beastie. Like he's an idiot for signing that, but he wasn't a minor, right?
he wasn't a minor, but
So I mean
but the deal.
that's what slices the bread. Like
Yeah,
that's how America works, bro.
yeah.
Like
But
you
there's
gotta
certain
take
things.
your lumps how it comes, bro. It's fucked up that this is a young kid who's a football player, and we all know like most of them aren't neurosurgeons
Yeah,
nor mathematicians. So like,
because
and he's hungry to get this bread.
yeah,
So I mean, like I like I said, I wouldn't see nothing wrong with signing that deal if you had the understanding and the foresight of what's happening, but to not have any legal representation whatsoever, nor like physical presence, nor guidance, that's kind of crazy. So it's like, man, we need to find something for these young athletes that are in these systems that are like top tier blue chip, you know what I'm saying, athletes
yeah,
that are going to get sought after like this, man.
yeah,
It has to
definitely.
be some type of way like to come up with an understanding of I'm sure they're going to do it. It's basically just like what you said earlier, predatory lending.
Yeah,
It's going to be some type of form of that shit.
so we're still in the wild wild west days of the NIL deals,
Right.
but
Anything
eventually,
goes.
yeah, but eventually there's going to be tons of dope black lawyers and agents and different people who will be in place to be able to protect those interests. But
Has to.
even today, one of the reasons why they're saying the deal should get struck is that I don't know if it's the NCAA rule or the Florida law at the time, but you're supposed to report the deal to the school, and the school would have had an opportunity to have
To overlook it.
somebody who's an adult and smart
Yeah,
enough to be
they're
like,
lawyers. They would have put their lawyers on it right
yeah,
away.
and they didn't do that. So there's multiple reasons why
Okay.
this deal could get struck down.
Damn, the University of Florida failed that one, huh?
No, they didn't know. If you make a deal with a student, you're supposed to be the one to send the paperwork to the school. So
Got it.
the company
Oh, they just didn't do that. So, oh yeah, see that. But so this is a very unique case in which like it's a lot of hanging chads to say the
yeah,
speak. You know what I'm saying
companies are out here swindling like that. So you know what I'm saying. So it's different, man. It's like not even like it's different if you say, hey, make you post on social media and we'll give you 10 grand. They're like betting on his future, and that's like where it gets kind of murky.
yeah, that's crazy. But you know what? That's been the case of college football in America for a very long time, and
Yeah,
that's why this NIDL situation is great, man. It's time they pay these kids, man, for their hard work because every snap somebody's career damn near ends.
yep,
Like so, and I
100%.
have so many people that played like D1 collegiate football. I got a couple people that really made it to the NFL and really like. I know two people that actually three that made it that have flourishing careers like and were stars in the league. But out of the slew of people that I'm sure both of us know, bro, like typically the scene for football is California, Texas, Florida.
Yeah,
Them is the states where like they have the people that's coming out and really making a name, especially Miami.
yeah,
Big shout out to the U and just the pork and beans for putting out. I think it's something like no bullshit, maybe like 40% of the NFL players. Like it's at a certain time in the league. It was
yeah.
really
Not
crazy.
in, yeah. It's been like that though. But you're
Yeah,
right. Though.
but yeah, it's like
But
it's
to
it's
your point,
crazy. It's like it's always the most disadvantaged and
exactly.
uneducated they get taken advantage of the most. And in this time, we get some dope black lawyers to help change that situation for our young kings, man. For real.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So we talked about this for a while. Let's talk about this, dude. You know about this case right
Who
here?
is this white man?
So Andrew Lester, this 84-year-old dude from Missouri.
Out.
So
he's about to die.
yeah, he's facing a felony though for shooting the kid on the other side. So this kid was going to pick up his little brothers from one of their friends' house, and he accidentally was on the wrong street. He made an honest mistake. He rang this dude's doorbell, and this dude claims that he was in fear of his life, and
this young black child,
and he blasted him.
How old is this kid, man?
So he's little. I think he was 16 when this happened, but he's a little dude though. Super smart. He's going to be an engineer. He's still going to be an engineer. But
we're talking about a 16-year-old child, bro.
Yeah. So I talked about this on here before. So basically, his own family was like, we're not really. Some of them were like, we're not really surprised that this happened. He watches a lot of Fox News and he believes a lot of stuff that's not really real is real. But he blasted this kid. And then the kid didn't die. He's still alive. He has a traumatic brain injury. He had a
what?
Traumatic brain injury. So he's recovering well. They raised like $3.5 million on GoFundMe for him, and he's planning. I think I want to say when I first read it, he wanted to go to Tuskegee. I'm not sure.
He wanted to what?
He wanted to go to Tuskegee.
And he's gonna go there if that's what he wants, man. That's lit.
Yeah, he got it now for sure.
He
on the
got
money
it for sure, bro. And good to him for going there, man. Love to you. That's great school, man, for sure.
But anyway, his lawyer is kind of raising like a stand your ground type defense because stand your ground. Everybody kind of knows about it because of the Trayvon Martin joint.
But bro, it's like he didn't have a weapon.
But he's saying he was in fear of his life. So
he didn't even attack you.
So it has to be a reasonable fear. But that's
in Florida. This case is in Florida.
No, this is in Missouri. So there's like 30 states that have the same law. But a jury will get a chance to hear it unless he pleads out. It doesn't sound like he's going to plead out. I guess
he ain't gonna plead out, bro. That's all. The one thing I know about white people is this: a real white man believes, and once he believes, there's no changing his mind. Yeah. Like that old white man right there, he believes what he said, so he gonna stand on it for better or worse.
Yeah. On top of that, though, I think the strategy might be like, we're gonna try to delay this until you die.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like we're gonna ask for continuance.
I mean, he's gonna definitely BIP in like 3 weeks, but I can see him getting right up out of here, champ. Is he in custody now?
He's out. He got out.
Crazy.
The kid didn't die, so they're gonna give you an opportunity to bond out.
They need to send his ass to the pen and just let him have a heart attack.
Yeah, I think that's what the plan is. We're gonna try to get you out of here.
It's Missouri, bro. I don't know. Missouri, they different.
Yeah.
They different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Their water is contaminated.
So we're gonna continue to keep an eye out for the young king, Ralph Yarrow, and his recovery. And
bless up to him, man. Bless up to him and his family, for real.
Any updates, we'll talk about him here. And then I know you don't know who this guy is, but this is what we was talking about. Why you got to stay off Ancestry.com, 23andMe. So he was just convicted of a murder from 1996. All right. What happened was they had DNA evidence at the scene of the murder at this convenience store. This guy that worked in the store got stabbed 73 times.
Damn.
Yeah, super overkill, right?
Damn.
So now that all these sites are popping, the DA ran it through one of those types of sites. And they knew that the person who committed the crime, or they believed the person who committed the crime was a descendant of this guy, Kenneth Stowe's parents. So what they were able to do was go to Kenneth Stowe's house, and they took beer cans that were outside in the yard, and they ran his DNA. They ran the DNA off the beer cans and it matched up to the DNA from the scene. And
America.
They were able to get him. So he went all the way to trial. He was found guilty, life without parole. But the tweak part about it is he lived directly across the street from this store, and he used to work in the store. He was able to escape prison for 25 years.
That's wild.
Without being a suspect. So it seems like he should have been a suspect at some point.
He been where he belonged the whole time. He gonna say he served time, bro. He been in the prison system for 25 years. He been in the pen every day.
He hasn't been in prison.
Nah, he was working there, right?
No, not at the prison. He worked at the store where the murder took place.
Oh,
and lived right across the street from the store. So when all of this happened, he was there. Like,
oh yeah.
How y'all didn't even ever like investigate that? So that's our what.
Type shit. This wild.
So this is our what the Florida story of the day. So we have a story.
What's the Florida story of the day? Hey yo, sidebar. My man looks like he meths around.
Oh yeah, he did.
He definitely meths around.
He might meth around a little bit.
He definitely meths around a lot.
Yeah, he might. So, you know, I don't know if you get 25 years free, then you kind of
you won, bro.
Yeah,
like,
ultimately you won. So
we're gonna finish it off. My man is somebody they did their job. They doing their job. Let's go.
So we're gonna finish off. Before we talk about it, I want to kind of just tease a little bit. Beats, rhymes, and crimes. Our first story is gonna be actually about this YSL Young Thug trial. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be breaking it down from the beginning, probably even before the beginning. How do we even get there all the way to the end? So we're gonna go all the way through. Me, Ali. We might have some more people with us. We won't let you know, but I did want to let you know Beats, Rhymes, and Crimes is coming very soon. We're not in theaters yet, but we're gonna be in theaters too. We're gonna have some movies.
Definitely gonna be there.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Yo, that's gonna be spicy.
But let's talk about it, right? So this is YSL Polo.
Wait, say his name again for people. What's his name?
YSL Polo. His real name is Cordarius Dorsey. All right, he's one of the 28 people who was charged in the RICO with Young Thug. Obviously, that's Young Thug on the left, right? So Young Thug's lawyers are moving to have Dorsey or YSL Polo removed from the trial and tried separately because he's causing a distraction in the courtroom. And
distraction? Did you just go ahead?
Hold on, Lee.
I love it.
You don't get the sound off. So Dorsey is already serving a life sentence for a 2019 murder. Come on, man. We're talking about a murder. So he's already serving time for a murder. He's been convicted, and he's currently involved in another murder trial that is expected to begin. I think it was supposed to begin yesterday, so I'm not sure if it began. So he's already got a couple of different murder cases plus this RICO case. So they could probably just drop him altogether. Like, he's done.
Yeah, son is cooked.
But I did want to show you so you could get an opportunity to tell me what you think for yourself as to if they should remove fam from the trial. So,
yo, number one.
Hold on, we got video.
You got the IG clip, right? Let's play the clip. Oh, we got to run the clip for the people.
I'm duty bound. Of course, sir, you will. There, I'm duty bound to consider whatever it is you want to tell me. But your client's nodded in affirmance. He just has some extra movements that the court is noticing, and he's done that the entirety of this particular proceeding. So you haven't said anything up to this point in time, so I'm going to assume that that's something that you and he are working through.
And then on Tuesday, what time are we going to do?
9 o'clock. Let's see. Hold on, wait 1 second. Tuesday the 6th?
The 5th.
The 5th? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I apologize.
So,
hey, yo, man, I got one thing to say about this whole shit, the shenanigans. First off, number one, whoever sent the kite to my man, for those who don't know, my people in prison, like, that kite is like a small piece of paper that you send a message to. So, like, so whoever sent the kite to him, they got him and said, yo, man, just act wild, and I'm gonna get, Thug paid him $1 million to just get tucked off. We're gonna send it to your family, put it on your books. You cook, so don't even trip. Just do some wild shit. He really don't give a fuck. That's not the fucks that he has to give. Is definitely that many. Now, the Oscar goes to YSL Polo. Because my man, he went full radio in the courtroom. He went radio in the courtroom, bro. I could not believe this. Yo, I promise you, when I tell you, my woman saw this, man, and then she just cried laughing. I was like, yo, you got it. Like, she literally had tears in her eyes when she saw this on IG. And then we was dying, bro. But he did it multiple times. He did it in the one in the orange jumpsuit?
Yeah,
Was
in a few.
That was loose.
But the thing about it is, like,
that was loose.
To that point though, like, everybody's acting like that. Like, that shit is just normal.
Bro, first off, number one, if you're actually crazy, the coordinated movement isn't even that. Did you see what this dude did? He was voguing half the time. Like, that's what dude is.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. It's like, it really is so distracting. Like, but how do you just, how have y'all been? They've been in court every day since January, and somebody just now, and he's been doing this the whole time. And somebody
doing this the whole time.
Yeah, and somebody just now.
He's a method actor.
Yeah.
He's good.
Somebody just now said it's distracting. Like, how did you make it to now?
Bro, number one, somebody about to put him in a Tubi movie tomorrow.
Bruh.
He's definitely gonna be in the leading role in the Tubi prison film in 6 months.
But for that life without the possibility of parole, he probably would be a star.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was gonna boom. Like, my man, he got it. Yeah. So, like, he'll be entertaining, you know what I'm saying, the inmates for sure. I can't wait to see the talent show that we get streamed live to us, like, from the prison cell.
I'm curious.
Whatever he got in store, it's going to be crazy.
I'm curious what they were saying on Twitter.
Young Thug is about to get booked. Hopefully he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? But, like, while they in there, he got the backup dancer right with him. He's solid. My man going to be.
I'm curious what they were saying on
Twitter. Wow, shit. It's crazy. I don't know.
There's a lot of free my boy Thuggers. Though.
It is a big free thug though, man. Jeffrey's he's a kind dude, man. He pays all his people very well, man. Like, so as me and you had discussed, we're gonna get into it, you know what I'm saying, on the Beach Crimes and Crimes, but the whole Rico statue and how they even throw it at people now. Like, we see they starting to even throw it at some of their favorite people. They threw it at the boy DTZ.
So
they threw it at DTZ.
It's the same.
They don't throw it at the truck, man. You know, they'll throw it at any man.
It's the same prosecutor who threw it at, who's throwing it at all the rappers that threw it at Trump.
Oh man, shout out to Donnie Stemmy, man. Like, right off the bat, right now, like, anybody that gets out of, if you don't know about Atlanta, you don't know their Rice Street, and Fulton County Jail is literally right across the street from Magic City. You got to be a nigga to get out of lockup and go straight across the street to Magic City. I'm just saying.
You gotta have a couple of dollars.
Definitely better have a couple of dollars. But the wings is gas.
I don't remember. Magic City not one of the spots with the free lunch. I don't think they do that.
They did have a student. No, we used to go to the other spot for the student special. But they got fire wings.
The food is on point.
It's crazy. But yeah, it's a special case.
Yeah, so
for sure.
So it's interesting.
They definitely gonna dismiss that man. If he's been doing it that long, he's been doing this for over 6 months now. Then if he's kept this roll up, I don't know. Like, he got pleasure on the run, bro. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they said it's how long.
Yeah, if he's been doing this every day in court for 6 months, that shit has to be tiring. Because you know he go back to his cell and he a regular dude. Like, he's not doing that shit with the homies in lockup. He's definitely not doing that shit.
Okay, maybe not the whole time, but it said at least over several weeks.
All right, so he's been doing this shit for 3 weeks. That's a hard thing to keep up. I'm just saying, we'll see how long the run lasts. It took Heath Ledger 3 months to film The Joker, and he died after it. So we'll see how much of a method actor he really is.
Yeah, so so I'm trying to see. So yeah, they want to remove due to behavior. He also believes they're moving with ensure a fair process for Thug. That's what Thug's lawyers.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get him right up out of here, just so you know. And then he's not gonna have to testify. And the fact that he already has 2 M's on his docket, like, it's quiet.
He already threatened prosecutors and
for sure. But you ain't that fucking retarded. You out here threatening prosecutors. That's what they going on. But bro, like, if he's doing this in court, and as long as he keeps it up, he's going to be golden. The kid is going to go to an institution. He gonna have good lunches. He's gonna be solid.
Good.
It's gonna be. That's wild.
It is. Okay.
So
let's see. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one.
You good?
He spazzed out.
It's a show, Judge.
Oh, it is?
it's a show, Judge.
Okay. Well, I ain't Judge Glamble, and I don't play, so stop showing out.
Ah.
All right, let's see. Mr. Jimenez, you want to tell your client to get a grip on himself?
No. Okay.
You good?
Hey, you know you're in trouble when the judge says, I ain't Judge Glamble.
I don't play that.
I don't play. And then she calls you Mr. Jimenez.
Mr. Look, come on, Auntie. First off, not Jimenez. Not Jimenez.
Hey.
Mr. Jimenez. Yo, that's crazy. Atlanta's not a real place. Atlanta's not a real place, man.
Hey, man.
Wow. The pronunciation, yo, why did Auntie get at him like that? Like, dead ass, like, yo, I ain't Judge. Math is looking at him. I don't play that shit.
Hey,
she
sound like she
Judge is, bro. Do we have a picture of her? I know she eats mustard greens.
Nah, that wasn't no sister, bro. That sound like she might also have a white robe too.
Hey, even if she white, she definitely eat mustard greens.
Yeah, she's from the country. You right. She could.
That old bro eat mustard greens. That ass. You can tell the way she said it. Because I don't play around. I don't do. She got it him live and direct.
Oh.
I think. And then why when she said that, he hit her with the.
Yeah, he got some movement. You know, I can't even lie about that.
Like, yo, the whole time he was dancing backward for Chris Brown. Like,
dang.
This nigga was going. That's crazy.
We're supposed to be done, Leak, but
big bless to the people, man.
Kanye West filed a lawsuit over a music leak, though. Let's see.
Houseway.
Let's see what this fool is.
Houseway.
Let's see. Hold on real quick. We're going to wrap this up.
You don't have the answers, Sway.
Hey, man, the dude had so many different moments, man. Kanye West has taken legal action against an unidentified individual for illegally leaking his music. Recently,
that's not Kanye West up there, man. That's Daniel Rucker.
He kind of looked like Ricky Williams, too.
He looks just like Ricky Williams from Hootie and the Blowfish.
No, from the Dolphins.
I know.
Recently, West filed a lawsuit alleging unauthorized online distribution. On September 6th, he filed a lawsuit in L.A. Superior Court against a defendant listed as Doe's, which is what you name the defendants when you don't know who they are, John Doe, Jane Doe. The accused is known on social media platforms as the Unreleased God and allegedly shared footage of West recording unreleased songs in the studio, some featuring artists like Rihanna and Pusha T. The Instagram account of the leaker has since been deactivated. West claims to suffer significant financial losses as a result, describing it as theft of a trade secret. Quote, the defendant's actions amount to the theft of a trade secret. Ye's musical composition with its distinctive arrangement and unique elements constitutes a trade secret due to its economic value, secrecy, and the efforts taken to safeguard it, is said in the document. So the releases started as early as March 2023, and West is now seeking permanent injunction, which means for the judge to tell him that he got to stop against the responsible party. It remains uncertain whether the leaked songs are from West's upcoming album, which is yet to be named. So, I don't know, man.
Makes sense, bro. But if you know anything about Kanye, that's just kind of how he get down. So it's like his process is extremely, extremely different. It's one that cannot be replicated by many, and it's a different thing. I had the pleasure and experience of being there for like the Life of Pablo album being recorded, and me and my best friend, he flew us out, like, and this was actually when Kim was pregnant with Saint at the time, but it was just actually at this crazy house in Villa, like Ensenada, man. It just like, it was wicked. So it's like Son's process is dumb different. He wouldn't allow anybody in the room, and it was like one day Paul McCartney flew in for a day, and like everybody had to eat lamb that day. So it's like, I don't know, bro. But however it come out, bro's a genius. So his process, man, I highly respect that. The beautiful thing about him is that whatever we consider insanity, for some reason with him seems to line up with its very own brand, because in 6 months, he's like, see, I told you, and this is the reason why. And it kind of rings true. His lawyers do an excellent job of like the wordplay to make it stick, because I can't say that anything that you read seemed off brand for Kanye in an actual legitimate fashion, though. Because people love to brand him as just like this right wing, you know what I'm saying, just like extremist. And to be in this industry, man, you kind of got to be an extremist. Like, you better believe that you're the dopest and you stand on yourself more than anything else, or you're going to fall. So it's just like confidence above all. And like, apparently it's working, and it always has for him. So shout out to him, man, just really for taking on the Titans, and when everybody else would just bow down. Like, he just doesn't stand for shit. Like, if you say he's going to call you out, he's going to pull up. Like, that's him. Why do they always pick the craziest picture of him, though? Like, my man, it looked like I just seen him on Skid Row right there. Like, he has so many new pictures. They always show the wildest Kanye picture. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Also,
drag my man, Ye.
Also, man, I'm never mad at an artist for trying to protect his art too.
I mean, that's dead. That's what it is. And then they always get mad at him for being directionally just like, here, yo, this is why I'm hot at you. This is what I'm suing you for. You can't do this to me. I'm a brand. I'm a genius. And they label you crazy when you call yourself a genius. So it's just like, bro, you're a genius. I'm a genius. But we don't often walk around running and yelling at, but he does. Yeah. And to each his own. Like, yeah. I mean, shit.
Why do we care if you walk around Italy with no shoes on? They don't have
nothing to do with it. I don't give a motherfucker. The ground is hot, so I'm gonna wear some sandals. But this nigga's nuts, so let his feet burn.
Yes, it is. It is what it is.
Oh God.
You don't care what I do. I'm not out here tripping on what he do.
Look, like you ain't tripping on what I'm doing. You ain't disrupting none of my movement. Live your life, King.
Yeah. So look, man, we gotta land the plane. So let's go ahead and do that. I just want to tell everybody who made it this far that we appreciate you. We love you. We hope to see you back, especially when we come back with the Beats, Rhymes, and Crimes. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be a whole other level. The production is going to be stupid, because that's what Ali LaFlare is all about. So that's going to be on the next level.
Factory.
If there's anything that you want us to talk about, questions that you have, leave it in the comments. If you have an actual case that you want legal representation, or even just like a little bit of advice so you know which way to go, don't leave that on a public place. DM me. I'm on Twitter, Threads, IG, Dope Black Lawyer on all platforms. And I'm gonna end it this week. We're gonna end it with a little bit of Ali LaFlare.
Wow.
So let's see how we're gonna do this.
Shout out to Double J ESQ, man. Everybody in Miami, tap in with your Dope Black Lawyer, man.
Yeah, man. Most definitely, we can get some Dope Black Lawyers. We also connect with some Dope Black Beats.
Let's go.